I
am. Did you have an appointment?
As usual, I'm running late. I actually had an appointment this morning that canceled last minute, so I decided to be spontaneous and take a yoga class.
Oh my gosh!
Build in some time for me.
Yes, that's wonderful.
So I'm in
so
my
you're
zen.
all,
Yeah.
you're okay.
I
you're
am.
all relaxed
I'm
and
good.
ready for the day.
I am.
Yeah, well, we're thrilled to be here. So I understand that you're looking to use the walking foot you've purchased.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah. So just getting more familiar with changing feet, what types of materials or what applications we could actually use it for, even in addition to cushions, because we've been having some trouble even with like our pleating, with thicknesses, and I'm curious to talk to you about other uses too.
Okay, good, because a walking
machine.
foot is one of my favorite pieces of equipment in the whole workroom.
Great.
And so I'm thrilled to share a little bit today. But before we do that, can we have a quick tour?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So welcome to In the Fringe. We are here on Edgewood Road in Havertown, and we moved here, I guess, just a little over a year ago.
I recognize this beautiful red cupboard.
You were
in
the space with Chairloom and Ardmore.
Yes. Okay.
So.
And there's a day in the life of
Yes.
Assetto
That's right,
on the
from that-
D&D network
from
from
that
years
space.
ago, from that first space.
So when we moved to the space, it was just a gigantic empty rectangle, so we wanted to divide the space kind of into different sections. So this space is where we would meet with our designers. Designers have full use of our fabric library and our trim library, which is down here. We did do some display, some drapery, and some top treatments. I also work with several hard treatment lines, so we wanted to have a little display area just to give people an idea when they come in. It sometimes sparks conversations with designers about construction, or it might just give them a little inspiration for a style. I'm Jeanelle Dech, and this is Veronica, who's been with me now for
almost 4 years.
Gosh, it's
Yeah, I
been that long.
know.
So Veronica is fabricator as well. She's kind of started with me one day a week, and I think now we're averaging about 32 to 35 hours a week.
No, almost full time.
Yeah,
That's
we
great.
are.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I hope that she'll take me to Sweden one day with her.
Oh, I totally will.
Maybe we can take August off.
Yes,
that's
that's a good month.
I'm going too. So this space setup, we've got the showroom,
Yes.
usually here.
The front area is showroom.
And this divider wall, I love this. We were admiring it when we first walked in. Just the ability to showcase a variety of different things, and the shades too. So you're retail, you sell shades, lines.
We are retail wholesale, but we are really shifting. Last year we had a major shift toward to the trade. But I have a lot of designers that want the ability to have one window treatment person who can do the hard treatments and the soft.
Right.
So that's been a really good sort of add-on, product for us. We're doing a lot of decorative roller shades under top treatments.
Wow, you always find the yummiest, the yummiest textiles and trims.
Yeah.
This is just gorgeous.
We love
We
trim.
love textiles.
We love trim. Of course,
And the
body and
layering, look at that.
Yeah.
Band
This
with
is so
the two
new.
wells.
Actually, so it's not even a banding.
Oh
It's a
my
piece of
gosh.
fabric that's
Actually
cord
set
on each
in.
Cord on
side.
each
Yeah.
side. And
yeah,
that
this
gives
is
it,
one of my favorites.
Yeah,
that gives it the depth,
Mhm.
right? I've not seen anything like that. That is incredible. And then you're just incredible trim.
This was really fun because I love nail heads. We were playing with, inverted box pleats and then
Right.
bringing the box pleat forward,
Forward.
kind of alternating, and then adding some nail heads. And what was so exciting is about 6 months ago, a designer came in here for an event. She saw this, she went right to it, she took a picture and she said, I need you to price that for this woman in Gladwin who was doing long silk drapery, and she had just a solid silk, beautiful fabric, but she wanted some unusual detail.
Right.
And that did it for her.
Oh,
So we actually got that job, and it was fabulous.
The benefit of having great samples.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It worked
Elke
really
would
well.
be so proud.
I'm like texting Elke the other day. I feel like. Yeah, she's keeping tabs on what I'm up to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wonderful to see the quality of the work. I mean, because if, you know, like we do, we look at the back sides, right, of things.
Thank you.
Yes, right? So this is, and the interlining, oh my gosh, the beautiful blind hem.
Yes.
This is impeccable. You, when did you start developing these skills? Were you always a seamstress?
I was always a seamstress, but I was in fashion and I was making bridal gowns. And before I started working for Jen, I had never ever made any window treatments. So she trained me.
But now Veronica is like,
she's grown
really
leaps and bounds and
Yeah, but
changed
it's
to
been
another
a
level.
shift.
Yeah,
Since
it has.
Jen is out,
I'm selling more
You're
now.
selling.
I'm not in the shop that often, and we're trying to find that balance because I actually need more hours in the shop, and I miss it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of my happy place.
Yeah, I remember years ago
yeah.
when we were talking, you talked so much about not wanting to be too far away from your craft.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still very much feel like that's why I'm meant to have the workroom. But I will say this, Elke was an incredible inspiration for me because I thought for many years that it was black or white. I thought I had to be all fabrication or I had to be all sales, outsourcing everything. I was very like, it had to be either or. And then when I went to visit Elke, I kind of experienced...
Understood that you could actually manage a workroom,
Yes.
but still be the primary salesperson
Yes.
and CEO of your own business,
Yeah.
right?
So that's when Veronica started with me as I was sort of testing the waters. Like, let's see where we can go. It's been awesome because for me it's this wonderful place where I get to kind of jump from the design, working in the field with the designers on site, and then I get to jump back to the workroom. Sometimes we'll collaborate on the work order, we'll talk about the project, I get to have some element of the design and I can bring to the designer whether or not that construction is going to work or not, or maybe I have a better suggestion for them.
Right. So you can bring that experience along with you. So you're not so tied to just the design piece that you don't have the understanding of the construction, which is wonderful.
So there are days or weeks that go by if I'm out with the client or I'm working in the field. I have a million, appointments, measures, installs. And I'm feeling kind of scattered. I'll come into the workroom sometimes and tell Veronica, I'm really jealous. I need a couple of hours behind the sewing machine, or maybe just to sew one or two pillows, because it kind of gets the scatter and the chaos, and it just brings me down, and it kind of like evens everything out.
For me, it's my yoga.
It's sort of like yoga. No, I mean it is right because it
centers you.
It centers you, and I think it's because that task, that craft, requires all of your focus in that moment.
Yeah.
So this is the workroom space. This is where we like to say the magic happens.
This is magic.
Yeah, it is. This has been a really fun project. This is for a family room. Yes, she did. So we have a kind of a banded mixed pattern knife edge pillow.
Look at that invisible zipper!
Beautiful! And where did we learn that?
I have no idea. Wow! Was this a retail job through a designer or?
This is a designer project.
Okay,
yes.
so again, so as far as your kind of theme of not doing as much retail and more wholesale through a designer.
Exactly. She's a local designer. She does a lot of kind of dressmaker detail projects. So it was really exciting to meet with her and start to do. We're starting to do more and more projects with Maria. So
and do you feel like you really get the opportunity to collaborate with these designers?
I do.
Where they're listening to your suggestions?
Yeah, absolutely. We were on site with them working on another, we were over there installing and tweaking something for another room. And they said, oh, by the way, why don't you come and measure the family room? And then that led into a whole discussion of these pillows and the window treatments and how should we do the cording and the pleating and all of that. So ideally, that's your thing. It's our best way to work.
So, notice the shades. I have to ask,
Yeah.
Are these ribbed Romans?
They are. So
I have to
we
do
only make ribbed Romans now.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I mean, unless the client really requests otherwise, but I've not had that happen yet since we started making these. So I'm glad you brought that up, Jeanelle, because I really wanted to talk about this, and I have to give credit to Elke here.
Okay.
Every year we make it a goal to kind of perfect a new product, because Veronica and I are the type that can get overwhelmed with too much at once. So I have to break it down and say, what's our goal this year? Which product are we perfecting? And last year's product was the Roman shade. We love Roman shades,
We do.
but we hate, as many people do, the idea that you have to dress every pleat.
Right.
So we were kind of on a mission to find a better way and to learn how to make them. So we took a trip to Elke, how long ago? Maybe a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
And this is the actual sample that we made
That
with
you made
Elke.
with her, yes.
So it has the interior ribs.
The ribs that fall
We
to
love
the
you,
front.
Elke. Thank you, thank you. You continue to improve
Yeah.
us every day.
The ribs that fall to the front,
They fall to the
attached to
front.
the blackout lining,
Absolutely.
on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're
completely.
interlined, blackout, and
Oh,
then
sweet.
this has the Workroom clutch. And this is something else I wanted to say.
Way far here.
Yes. So many different ways to construct different headrails. It was starting to blow our mind. So part of learning was also about finding 3 go-to headrail systems.
Your standards,
For-
right?
for our
Establishing
workroom.
the standards for your workroom.
Exactly.
That's so important.
And the other thing is, I personally, from the purchase order standpoint, we were ordering from different vendors all the time.
Right.
It was getting really confusing for our QuickBooks purchase ordering.
So you narrowed it down to 3 headrails?
3 headrails, but I can buy all the pieces and parts from one
vendor.
company, one vendor.
Uh-huh.
And so now we have the standard kind of workroom clutch, which I do love. I really like the way it works. And I personally
might
like
be obsolete soon.
I know.
But
I
whatever.
like the nylon.
You might be down to 2 mechanisms.
Yeah, I know, right? And then this is the low profile.
Oh, nice.
So this is the one that the only thing that is a downfall, I think, is it has to have the beaded cord. So it's either metal or plastic.
Got it.
But what's nice is the projection is only 1.5 inches.
Okay.
So if you have to have a tight inside mount and you want it to be flush or as flush as possible,
But this hides behind.
it does.
Right.
It does. And this is
when
going to
it's
have.
attached down, yeah.
This is the Rollies SS38, and it has the Velcro.
Sweet.
And we just hide that
Very
Velcro
nice.
behind
The
the
welt.
welt cord.
The welt. So is it also part of your standard to do a welt up here?
Yes, because I don't like to see any top stitching.
There you go.
Yeah.
And with all of your shades, are you doing the same types of rings and locks and
Yes.
cords?
So we're purchasing from Safety Shade.
Okay, great. So 3 mechanisms.
Yes.
But the process of making them
Is the
and,
same.
and the other parts, the rings and locks, are
All the same. Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep.
So totally streamlined.
Yep.
So this was last year's focus.
Last year's
was
focus.
workout shades.
And I can tell you, it took
all year.
every bit of that year to figure this out. Yeah.
It is.
It was a lot of trial and error, a lot of feeling stuck in the mud. Like when are we going to get
Yes.
this and get to the other side? Probably a lot of days where we balled the fabric up and threw it,
Right.
because we were fed up or learning a new process.
Mhm.
We want to show you something special about this shade. So
Yes.
what was super cool, and I'm just going to put this out there, Veronica and I talk a lot about when you want something, we have to learn to put it out to the universe.
Okay.
So in the process of working through all these shades, so we developed 3 samples, and just about the time when the last sample was coming together, I received a call from Laura Hawley from Ambiance Design. She is a Hunter Douglas gallery. She has a gallery out in the Bluebell area. And she said to me, I have some designers that have a lot of questions about the differences between a Hunter Douglas Roman and a true custom workroom Roman.
Yes.
Would you like to come and do a presentation with me?
Oh.
And this was just a week and a half ago.
Yes.
So Sure. I scooped up my 3 samples. I went and we did a tag team presentation showing
you and
myself and Laura.
Okay.
And we showed the differences and explained the differences. So Veronica made this easy spring cordless for me.
Beautiful.
Okay. And now it's not necessarily truly cordless, but it is compliant because it has the cord, the ring lock.
Right, I think that's something that's a source of confusion because Elke always says cordless. It's not cordless.
It's not.
She means the mechanism, cordless mechanism.
Exactly.
Easy spring plus cordless mechanism.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the
no operating cord.
Exactly.
Right.
So aesthetically, this is really great because you don't have any of those tension devices. It's one extra thing you don't have to cleat down.
Right, none of that.
It's very aesthetic, and we have, just after the presentation, we got an order for 13 of these shades.
Oh my gosh.
And then, I am not lying, the very next day, I had a verbal that we would like 7 more.
Nice.
So that fabric is on its way to us. I didn't even get to tell you that. So next week, Veronica will be knee-deep in Roman shades.
After she comes and does my 4.
We're going to have to fight over her. So one other thing, if you can turn that around for me, though. One other thing I want to say is, for the presentation.
To the front.
Yes. For the presentation, Veronica and I thought it might be kind of fun to give them options. So, this was just a sample.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That is so clever.
So we decided together, let's make some change out skirts.
And is this a permanent fold, this one here?
Yes, it is a
that's
stationary fold at the bottom.
So all the way down, and that fold stays. Okay, great.
So what was really cool about this is it was designed just to show the designers, sky's the limit. We're a custom workroom. We can do anything you design. But I had a designer come up to me at the end of the show and say to me, I love this shade, but my clients would be hesitant to invest in a really vibrant pattern like that because they're going to be hesitant that in a couple of years they're So she said to me, have you ever considered doing a neutral shade and sell it with a colored banding so that they could switch it out
and they could replace just this piece.
the banding. And I thought, what a cool thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you are so onto something.
Really
I have
fun,
a designer for you. I know I have somebody I'm going to send to you.
Okay.
And this is perfect.
So for our sample, we just put a black Velcro.
Right, and you can't even see it.
You can't see it because the stationary fold is always there covering it. So that was...
Well, you can even make this reversible.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Of course you thought of
and
that
this
too.
has a piece of Skirtex in it too, so it has a really nice, crisp kind of feel to it.
Oh my gosh, that is so
And of
clever.
course, Veronica painstakingly matched this perfectly so it looks like it just continues.
It did. I had no idea that's what was going on. And I was inspecting it. Wow. I've got a question for you regarding pricing. You don't have to give the pricing, but do you price per square foot?
We do.
Okay.
Yes, we do. So it's a per square foot price, and then that is typically inclusive of the labor and the linings. And then we would add in
because there detail of trim or other things.
Right.
And then you have a different price for the types of mechanisms?
For the mechanisms,
yes. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
And then with designers, it might be COM most of the time, but we're trying to actually encourage more and more designers to come in and to use our fabrics too. So
and use your accounts, keep those active.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the kind of messy office area.
Beautiful office.
But I wanted to share my vision for the back space. It's
Okay.
very real, very rough right now. But essentially, Veronica and I need a place, we're in the nice weather, we can go sit outside, have lunch, and get some fresh air. Okay? But we are actually going to hold an event. We're looking at May 5th, so not too long. We have about a month to get it together.
We do.
And my husband used to be a landscape contractor.
Yes, right.
So he is going to be designing the back space for us. We are going to put down gravel. And we were out at a tree farm the other day picking out a slab picnic table
Wow.
top. There'll be some fun chairs and string some market lights
Plants.
and plants and pots and things like that.
Oh,
And we're going to open it up for a little designer cocktail event
great.
for Cinco de Mayo, sort of Mexican themed, but it also works because our 12th anniversary is May 5th, 05.
Well, what a wonderful celebration.
So we have a lot to do in a month. We can also highlight, current indoor-outdoor prints from different vendors, make some pillows
So we get
and
this
cushions.
walking machine up and running, so just in time to make your outdoor cushions for the space.